Fresh versus frozen versus canned foods. The ultimate showdown. Welcome back to Body Making Health Management, folks. Today we're diving into a topic that's been sparking debates since the dawn of the TV dinner: fresh versus frozen versus canned foods. Is fresh produce always superior? Are frozen fruits and veggies just imposters? And what about those cans lining the supermarket aisles? Over the next few minutes, we're gonna dissect this culinary conundrum and arm you with the knowledge to make the healthiest choices for your plate. So, buckle up, food fans, and get ready for a wild ride through the wonderful world of food preservation. Chapter 1. Fresh foods, the gold standard. My friends, and we're kicking things off with the contender that often gets the glory. Fresh foods. Ah, fresh. It conjures up images of sun-ripened berries, crisp lettuce, and tomatoes bursting with flavor. There's no denying the sensory appeal of fresh ingredients. The vibrant colors, intoxicating aromas, and textures remind us why we fell in love with food in the first place. From a nutritional standpoint, fresh foods, when consumed soon after harvest, are often touted as the most nutrient-rich option. But the reality is that fresh doesn't always equal superior. The journey from farm to table can be long, and along the way, our fresh friends can lose some of their nutritional mojo. Time, temperature, and exposure to light and air can all take their toll, causing those precious nutrients to dwindle. So, while fresh foods have their merits, it's important to approach them with a discerning eye and a well-stocked refrigerator to minimize waste. Chapter 2. Frozen foods, are they just as good? It's time to chill out with the underdog of the bunch: frozen foods. Now I know what you might be thinking: frozen foods? Those icy bricks relegated to the depths of the freezer? But hold on a minute, because frozen foods have a frosty secret weapon time. Those little packages of frozen fruits and veggies are often picked at the peak of ripeness and then flash frozen within hours of harvest. This rapid freezing process helps to lock in nutrients and preserve the flavor and texture of the food. Think of it like this. Imagine a prize fighter, muscles bulging at the top of his game. That's your fresh produce right after harvest. Now imagine that same prize fighter frozen in time, his strength and vitality preserved. That's your frozen food. Because frozen foods are picked at peak ripeness and then preserved, they often retain a higher nutrient content than their fresh counterparts that have been sitting on a truck or a supermarket shelf for days or even weeks. Plus, let's talk convenience. Frozen foods are like the superheroes of the culinary world, always ready to leap into action at a moment's notice. So, don't underestimate the power of the frozen aisle. It's a treasure trove of nutritious and convenient options that can make healthy eating a breeze. Chapter 3. Canned foods, convenient, but at what cost? We're cracking open the vault on canned foods. Now, canned goods have a bit of a reputation. They're seen as the workhorses of the pantry, the go-to for quick meals and emergency rations. But are they really as bad as their critics make them out to be? Well, like most things in life, it's complicated. Canned foods offer a certain level of convenience that's hard to beat. They're shelf-stable, readily available, and can be stored for long periods without sacrificing too much flavor or nutritional value. And let's not forget about accessibility. Canned foods can be a lifeline for people living in food deserts, areas where fresh produce is scarce or prohibitively expensive. But here's the rub. Many canned foods are often swimming in added sodium, sugar, or preservatives, all in the name of extending shelf life and enhancing flavor. Now, many manufacturers have started phasing out BPA in their packaging, but it's still something to be aware of, especially if you consume a lot of canned goods. So, the verdict on canned foods? They can be a valuable tool in your culinary arsenal, but it's important to read labels carefully and choose low-sodium and BPA-free options whenever possible. Chapter 4. Which is best? It's time for the ultimate showdown. Fresh versus frozen versus canned, mano a mano, in a battle for nutritional supremacy. We'll start with nutrients, the building blocks of a healthy body. Fresh foods, when consumed at their peak, generally boast the highest nutrient content. But, as we've learned, that fresh factor can fade fast. Frozen foods, on the other hand, lock in nutrients at their peak, making them a surprisingly viable contender in the nutrition department. Canned foods? Well, they can retain a decent amount of nutrients, but the processing and potential additives can diminish their nutritional value. Next up, shelf life. Fresh foods, bless their delicious hearts, are the most perishable of the bunch. Frozen foods reign supreme in the longevity department, with some varieties lasting for months or even years in the freezer. Canned foods also boast a long shelf life, though their quality can decline over time. Convenience, the holy grail of modern life. Fresh foods require washing, chopping, and often cooking, which, let's face it, can be a deal-breaker on a busy weeknight. Frozen foods are the epitome of convenience, often pre-chopped, pre-washed, and ready to heat and eat. Canned foods offer a similar level of convenience, though they may require rinsing or draining. So, which preservation method emerges victorious? Well, my friends, there's no one-size-fits-all answer. The best choice for you depends on your individual needs, preferences, and budget. Chapter 5. Tips to shop smarter. It's time to equip you with some real-world shopping strategies. Think of this as your cheat sheet for navigating the grocery store like a pro. First up, embrace the season. When fruits and vegetables are in season, they're at their peak of flavor, nutrition, and affordability. So, stock up on those fresh goodies when they're abundant, and consider freezing extras for later. Next, don't be afraid to venture into the frozen food aisle. Frozen fruits and vegetables can be just as nutritious as fresh, and they're incredibly convenient. Plus, you can often find varieties that are out of season or not readily available in the produce section. Don't discount the canned goods aisle entirely. Canned beans, lentils, tomatoes, and fish can be healthy and affordable pantry staples. Just be sure to choose low-sodium and BPA-free options whenever possible. And finally, read those labels, folks. Pay attention to serving sizes, calories, added sugars, sodium content, and ingredients lists. Well, folks, there you have it. The lowdown on fresh, frozen, and canned foods. Remember, there's no single best when it comes to these preservation methods. The key is to understand the pros and cons of each and choose the options that best fit your lifestyle, budget, and nutritional needs. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, share it, and don't forget to subscribe to Body Make and Health Management for more insights and tips. See you in the next video.